Hello, this is Mold Trap. I'm going to be doing another audio commentary here on a match between Luxury and Mind, and I'm really excited about this matchup. It's going to be pretty crazy, I think. Basically, these two guys are kind of the they're on the top lists definitely of their respective races right now. Mind, of course, the Terran player who no one really expected would do anything, and then he kind of came out of nowhere and won the MSL, beating basically two of the favorites, beating Savior and then beating Bisu in the finals. So Mind, obviously, I mean, capable of owning Savior in a best of 5. So, you know, he's proved that it's not just a fluke that his versus Zerg play. And Luxury, on the other hand, though, also been playing really, really well recently. A lot in Pro League mostly. He's been on a kind of a rampage. We haven't seen him in many Star Leagues yet, at least not that I know of lately. But he's kind of up and coming in that sense. I expect that he'll be doing pretty decently in some upcoming Star Leagues, because he's got really, really good play. His style is pretty great, and so expect him to kind of end up in some Star Leagues before too long. And by the way, this is on Blue Storm, and it's kind of interesting to note that this map is actually heavily favored towards Zerg statistically. I'm not sure how that's going to play into things. Honestly, I'm the type of person that I'm kind of like, you know, I think that if a map is favored a certain way, if it prohibits, you know, your certain kind of play from being played well, then it's the programmer's, you know, job to try and figure out something that works. And I thought that was like a puppet for a second. It's the gamer's job to try and figure out something good that works. You know, if your standard play doesn't work on a map, then don't do your friggin' standard play. You have to figure something else out. That's just my opinion, at least. Sometimes it doesn't work that way, but I know that it should work that way. Like, for instance, this map, the Zergs, it's smallish, so that the Zergs can you know, defend all their bases pretty easily because they can move around pretty quickly between their expansions, whereas that's kind of how they get caught off guard sometimes, is their forces are abroad and they can't fall back to defend their base as easily. But that just means that, you know, players need to go for more gutsy, fast strategies and attack before the Zerg is able to get a lot of expansions, that sort of thing. And, you know, even I've seen a lot of Terran versus Zerg on this map, and usually it's pretty close. I mean, even if the Zerg ends up winning out, it's not like the Zerg just stomps all over them and owns them. It's usually a relatively close match. In any case, it looks like Mind getting a fast expansion here. Well, not a fast expansion. He got that barracks first. And Luxury going for pretty damn standard build, getting that expansion right off, and then going straight into spawning pool, and then third hatch. And it's interesting that he put that third hatch within his base instead of outside of his base. So he's playing a little bit conservatively here. He doesn't want to get spread out too much, actually, despite the fact that I mentioned that it's easier for Zergs to kind of move their forces around and protect their other bases. He's decided to not overdo himself, because that's actually the kind of thing that we've seen players like Savior do. And Savior got stomped on for doing it, and not just by Mind, in a couple other games as well. He went and spread himself out too thin, too fast, and even went. Well, that was another story, because he tried to do fast expansion and extra fast expansions and fast tech and not get any units. So anyways, Mind, though, has another expansion up as well. So Mind is actually even things up economically. And usually for a Terran player, if you have less bases, you're still going to be able to do the same as well. So basically, like if the Zerg had 3 bases and the Terran had 2, that's relatively even footing. As far as the way that the battles tend to go. So if Mind can actually keep things up economically, even with Luxury, then he'll be in good shape. I don't expect he will. Probably Luxury will end up expanding pretty quickly after this Mutilus Caress, once that gets up. Mind has a bunch of Marines there. He's just getting his economy out, so again, things going relatively standard here. You know, I'm not an expert on this kind of thing, so I could be wrong, but it does seem to me like Luxury has a lot of drones right now. I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm used to seeing Zergs have that extra expansion. Just seems like there's a lot of drones running around in that area. So it could be that Luxury actually does have an economic advantage if he's actually focused more on getting the drone count up. I only saw those 6 lings, 8 lings or something like that he parked out there. So the rest of his money was probably going to drones, and he's only got 1 sunken colony up. So now that I guess now is the time when he's starting to pump things into a little bit of defense. He's got that Spire going up as well. So I think mine's gonna be pretty damn prepared for the Mutalisk Harass though. In fact, it looks like he might even try to do a little bit of push out while that Spire is building. That's usually kind of what Terrans try and do. They time it so that they head out right when the Spire is going up, or maybe a little before, cause the Zerg to put up a couple sunks, and then fall back, and then you don't usually actually go in and do anything. Looks like mine does have stims, which is, to be expected. Luxury, however, put up those sunken colonies relatively early, so he doesn't have a lot to worry about from this attack group right here. Doesn't have a lot of forces there. And yeah, mine's probably just going to fall back here and not worry about it too much. It looks like mine's going to set up another expansion in the bottom right corner. Or maybe he was just scouting. Oh yeah, he might be sneaking that SCV around, because his first SCV tried to get around there, and it got sniped by those Zerglings we saw. So Spire looks like it's up, and several Mutalisks coming out now here. I haven't seen mine's base. He's probably just gotten his engineering bay up. Yeah, it looks like mine's spotting for other spots there. Yeah, he has an engineering bay up. He's probably going to plop down a couple turrets just in time for when those Mutalisks head out. Mine has pretty good timing in that sense. He's really good at kind of building things right at the last minute, and those turrets are going to come up just in time as soon as those Mutalisks come out. Now, what we've seen some Terran players doing a little bit lately is, I think what's going to be the key to winning this kind of a battle, especially on this kind of a map, is going around and bringing in your Marines behind. Now, he's brought him in a little bit earlier than I expected. Bring him in behind where the Mutalisks would go. And I forget who we saw do that recently. I think it might have been Washington, maybe, I don't know. Bring him in behind so that when the Mutalisks come in and they run away from the turrets, then they get pinchered in by the Marines. And it looks like Mind is kind of doing that, but not really. And wow, oh, Luxury, a little bit careless there, running his... well, it looks like he took out those Marines pretty good. Maybe that's a bigger group of Mutalisks than I expected, but he kind of hovered them over those Marines there for a little bit too long. And yeah, there's a lot of Mutalisks there, actually, because he's taking out those Marines fairly quickly. Whole group of Marines going down there, and wow, Luxury has a ton of Mutalisks there. He might actually... No, he's not going to be able to push in completely. Those turrets are going to be able to hold him off decently well. But yeah, Luxury just going completely ape crazy on these... Marines there, and mine actually in really bad shape here. Luxury, luckily for him, doesn't have that many Mutalisks left, it doesn't look like, so he's not going to be able to finish him off with those Mutalisks there. But, oh, Zerglings coming out now, though. Luxury pumping Zerglings, and those turrets are not going to do anything against the Zerglings there. And wow, Luxury is basically going to take this game now. Those are too many Zerglings. Excellent play by Luxury, going in and just picking off the Marines and losing some Mutalisks in the process, but avoiding the turrets, so he's able to pick off the Marines with his Mutalisks, and now there's just nothing he can do, because he needs a ton of Marines to kill off the Mutas, and he needs a ton of fire bats for those Zerglings. So, wow, Mind absolutely getting crushed by Luxury, and this is what I mean about how Luxury, even though we haven't seen him in a lot of Star Leagues, I mean, absolutely stomping all over the man who defeated Savior, basically. So, crazy play there, and Luxury, yeah, mine just isn't giving up, so Luxury is even just continuing to fight, continuing to work towards his tech, just in case. I don't know why. Mine's gonna destroy all of Luxury's troops with that Vulture. Yes, go Mine's Vulture! Mind, micro the Vulture for the win! And he finally gives up. Okay, so that was a good game. Mind, I feel like he should have put up a better fight, honestly. I expected a better fight out of him, but that's how good Luxury is right now. Luxury playing really well lately. So I hope you guys enjoyed that game, and Merry Christmas again.